6 months into ownership, the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. It's working out very well for me. Very satisfied thus far. It's a loud vehicle. You could hear the outside. The Crosstrek is an absolute blast out on the dirt. That's really where this vehicle thrives. And I can't wait to take it on more adventures. Alright, what's up? So we are out here today. We are not going anywhere. Well, actually, I'm going to meet up with my sweetheart. We're going to have dinner. But before we get to there, it is now May of 2025. I purchased this vehicle, the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek, in November of 2024. So 6 months into ownership. So the big question is, how's it going? Is it going well? Is it going terrible? Am I going to try and lemon law this one too? Just want to get out, give you guys kind of a little bit of a half a year update. So long story short, things are going good. Is it overall a better vehicle than the 2024 Buick Envista? Yes, it is a better vehicle. It is working out much better for me, and that's no disrespect to the Buick Envista, but beyond styling, the two are just not even on the same level in terms of build quality, raw capability, utility, and just overall fit and finish and feel. The Crosstrek Limited is definitely on a much higher level than the Buick Envista. It is what it is, you know. Buick is a premium brand, but Envista is its entry-level model, of course, and the Envista is made in Korea. This Crosstrek is built here in Indiana. Not saying there's anything wrong with the Korean craftsmanship, but you can tell one is built in the same country that Hondas are built in. Take from that what you will. So overall, here on the Crosstrek, I'm just, like I said, you know, it's working out very well for me. Very satisfied thus far. Whereas with the Envista, it was a front-wheel drive small crossover. The Crosstrek is an all-wheel drive small crossover. I've been taking the Crosstrek here over to the Prairie City State Vehicular Recreational Area, and I have been driving out on the dirt, driving out in the mud, driving through puddles, driving up inclines, driving down inclines, utilizing the X mode, utilizing the hill descent control, utilizing that all-wheel drive system. In the Envista, I would have never even dreamed of going out over to Prairie City. Envista is not going to handle the dirt track out at Prairie City nearly as the Crosstrek handles the dirt track out there. The Crosstrek is an absolute blast out on the dirt. That's really where this vehicle thrives. Because let's be real, despite the marketing, despite the posters, despite the videos, Crosstrek, Subarus in general, they're soft roaders. They're not hardcore four-wheel drive, hardcore off-road vehicles. They are meant to get you off the beaten path, out to your campsite, to the middle of nowhere-ish. You're going on a muddy road, you're going on a dirt road. Subaru Crosstrek is gonna get you to where you need to go. So in terms of the capability, yeah, very satisfied. Definitely getting my money's worth out of that all-wheel drive system. Now, all that being said, a Crosstrek is not perfect. It's a bit unrefined. So the motor on Crosstrek Limited is a 2.5 liter boxer. Now, I don't know if it's just the way Subaru made it, or if it's just inherent design characteristic of the boxer engine, but Subaru's boxer engine is on the louder side of life, at times on the shaky side of life. I was watching a video between the RAV4 and I want to say this is the Forester, which also runs the 2.5 liter boxer engine, and they put the just a glass of water on the hood of the Subaru and then on the hood of the RAV4. And yeah, on the RAV4, water was barely moving. On the Forester, the water was clearly moving. So it's definitely not the most refined engine. I'm sitting right here and I can definitely feel and hear the engine as I'm just here parked. Here on the inside, in my opinion, Envista had a much more stylish interior. However, Crosstrek has a much more higher quality interior, if that makes sense. Just everything from the fit and finish to the build quality to the materials used. It's not as flashy as Envista, but it just feels a lot more solid. It doesn't feel as plasticky, even though it uses quite a bit of plastics. The plastic quality here on Crosstrek is much higher than the plastic quality used on Envista. But as I mentioned, Envista's interior much more stylish, much more modern. Here it's just a little bit of a dated look, especially when you compare it to some of the new stuff coming out nowadays. with the wraparound digital gauge clusters. Here we still have analog gauge clusters, which is fine by me, because when those digital gauge clusters go out dead pixel, you're going to be spending thousands of dollars just to repair them, if you're out of warranty, of course. The one area where I feel Crosstrek really does not do well, and mind you, Subaru is not a premium brand, is the interior or exterior noise coming into the interior. That was one of the high points of Envista, and that was also one of Envista's follies, at least mine. So Crosstrek's interior is on the latter side of life. It is what it is. It's a small compact SUV, and it's not a premium SUV. Whereas on a vehicle like the Buick Envista, it had quiet tuning technology. You can definitely tell that Subaru does not have any sort of quiet tuning technology. I also made the great decision to add a rooftop basket on the top of mine. I've also run snowboard racks on top of mine, and you can definitely hear it. That's probably the biggest knock here on Crosstrek. It's a loud vehicle. You could hear the outside. That being said, as I mentioned on the Envista, one of the follies was the interior was quiet enough that you heard every little rattle based on the imperfections of the vehicle. And at a $24,000 vehicle, starting price, made in Korea, there are a lot of imperfections in that vehicle. And I think that's the reason why, at least on mine had that rattle that was just enough to get me to lemonade the vehicle. Here on Crosstrek, thus far, I'm not really hearing much in the way of rattles. I'm hearing a couple here and there. I think part of that is also because the interior is just not as quiet as Envista's. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Quick updates 6 months in on the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Limited. Like I said, overall, very satisfied by definitely using the capabilities of the vehicle, and I plan to continue doing so. But yeah, thus far going strong, and I can't wait to take it on more adventures. So, alrighty, and with that, gonna meet up with Sheila. I'm gonna have some dinner. Catch ya all on the flip.